One cricket match can stop 1.6 billion heartbeats. Not a war, not an election, a single toss of the coin. Today you'll understand why India versus Pakistan is more than sport, it's history in whites. And by minute 6, you'll hear the story of the six-hitter who couldn't sleep for a week. It begins, as so many things on the subcontinent do, in August 1947. A line drawn on a British map by a lawyer named Cyril Radcliffe carves two nations out of one. Millions cross that line. Nearly a million never make it. And somewhere in the smoke of that partition, a rivalry is born that will one day empty streets from Karachi to Kolkata every time two teams walk out in white flannels. But cricket, oddly, becomes the one language they still share. In October 1952, just 5 years after independence, Pakistan tours India for its very first Test series. The captain, Abdul Hafiz Kardar, had actually played for India before partition. Imagine that. A man who wore the same cap now leading the opposition into Delhi. India win the series 2-1, but the seed is planted. Two young nations, one bat, one ball, and a border still bleeding. For 2 decades, the cricket is slow, cautious, almost polite, draw after draw. Because losing to the other side is unthinkable. A defeat is not a defeat, it's a national mourning. And then in 1978, after 17 years of frozen diplomacy, the tours resume. Pakistan's Imran Khan tears through India with reverse swing nobody has ever seen before. Sunil Gavaskar responds with the calm of a monk. The rivalry stops being polite, it becomes personal. Chapter 2 arrives in Sharjah, 1986, a neutral desert stadium, 90,000 expatriate throats, and the final ball of the Australasia Cup final. Pakistan need 4 to win. Chetan Sharma bowls a Yorker. Javed Miandad, cap crooked, eyes narrow, swings. The ball rises like a rumor and clears the ropes. 6. Pakistan win. In Lahore, people fire guns into the sky. In Bombay, a man reportedly dies of a heart attack watching his television. Chetan Sharma later said he could not sleep for a week. Miandad would go on to score more runs against India than any batsman in history, but he only ever needed that one shot to become immortal. Then came Bangalore, 1996. The World Cup quarterfinal. Not a group game, not a friendly, a knockout. Winner survives, loser goes home to a nation that will not forgive quickly. Navjot Sidhu makes 93. Ajay Jadeja hammers Waqar Yunus for 22 and an over. Pakistan chase. Amir Sohail points his bat at Venkatesh Prasad after a boundary, gestures him to fetch it. The very next ball, Prasad clean bowls him. Sohail walks off. India win by 39 runs. That single delivery, that single stare, is replayed on both sides of the border to this day. It became more than a wicket. It became a metaphor. But the rivalry is never just about who wins. It's about what winning costs. In 1999, at Chennai's Chepauk Stadium, Pakistan beat India by 12 runs in a test match many still call the greatest ever played on Indian soil. Sachin Tendulkar, batting with a bad back, scored 136 and fell 15 short of victory. And then something extraordinary happened. The Chennai crowd stood up and applauded the Pakistani team on their victory lap. Applauded. In an era of Kargil tensions, of politicians banning tours, ordinary spectators showed the players a respect their governments could not. Because here's the truth, the headlines miss. Behind the theater, the players themselves have always been friends. Wasim Akram and Sachin Tendulkar, Anil Kumble and Inzamam ul Haq, Virat Kohli and Mohammad Amir embracing after a final. The cricketers know. They know that the man across the pitch grew up watching the same VHS tapes, dreaming the same dreams, playing on the same dusty gullies with taped tennis balls. And then came 2007. Johannesburg. The final of the very first 2020 World Cup. India versus Pakistan, of course, because the universe writes these scripts. Misbah-ul Haq, cool as marble, tries a scoop shot off Joginder Sharma. The ball loops gently to Srisant at short fine leg. India win by 5 runs. MS Dhoni lifts the trophy. A new format, a new era, and the rivalry adapts, mutates, endures. But the fixture has always been fragile. After the Mumbai attacks in 2008, bilateral cricket between the two nations effectively died. They now meet only at multinational tournaments, 4 or 5 times a year at most, sometimes not for 18 months. And that scarcity, ironically, has made every encounter heavier. When India played Pakistan at the 2015 World Cup in Adelaide, the broadcast reached over 1 billion viewers. 1 billion. The Super Bowl looked like a village feat. And yet for all the noise, all the flags, all the fireworks, the most enduring image of this rivalry isn't a six or a stump cartwheeling out of the ground. It's the moment in 2004 when Indian fans traveled to Lahore for the first time in 15 years, and Pakistani families invited them home for dinner. It's Rahul Dravid saying he felt more welcomed in Karachi than in some Indian cities. It's the reminder that the greatest sporting rivalry on earth is also, secretly, a love story between two people separated by a line, joined by a game. So when you next hear that India and Pakistan are about to play cricket, remember this. You are not watching a match. You are watching 75 years of history compressed into 300 deliveries. You are watching two nations argue, tease, hate, love, and finally salute each other in the only language they still fully agree on. 22 yards of grass, 11 men each side, and a billion held breaths. If this story stirred something in you, subscribe to Cricket Chronicles and ring the bell. Every week we unearth another legend, another scandal, another match that changed the game forever. Your history of cricket begins here.